Hey guys, welcome back to episode 8 of A Life of KG. Today I'm interviewing Leanne Harber. I'm sure a lot of you would have heard of her. She's been in the industry for over 20 years and now is an international judge, speaker, as well as a lash trainer, specialising in her ultimate bridging technique, which has travelled the world to teach, which is pretty amazing. She is also the editor of Lash Inc. Ireland and CEO of Ultimate, which is a leading team of trainers around Europe. So without further ado, here she is. Hey Leanne.
Hello, Katie.
Hello, welcome to coming on my show.
You're very welcome. I was very excited when you asked me last week.
Oh, we have so much to talk about. So me and you obviously had a conversation, I'd say, maybe a couple of months ago now, and we was on the phone for hours. So I don't know how we're going to do a podcast in such a short period of time.
I'll try and keep it short but sweet.
So let's dig right in and tell us all about your amazing business. I know most people will know who you are and what you do, but for those that possibly don't, let's give them a heads up.
Okay, so my name's Leanne Harber and I live in the UK. My business is called Ultimate, and within the Ultimate brand we have Ultimate Lashes, Ultimate Brows, Ultimate Dermaplaning, Ultimate Nails, Ultimate Waxing. So Ultimate basically is going into all the different sectors, and we are a training provider, and we have our own products as well.
Amazing. Okay, so you're super busy.
Yes, super busy.
Along with juggling your children at the same time.
Yes, and Gary the dog. Don't forget Gary the dog, Katie.
Can't forget the dogs, can we?
No, he's more famous than me.
Oh.
Everyone that comes here for training, they end up with a selfie with the bloody dog, not me.
That's super cute. So obviously you're famous for this bridging technique that you've created. Can you tell us what that is and why we would use that technique within lashing?
Yes, I absolutely love this, and I'm so proud that people are wanting to train in this as well. Basically, bridging has been around for a long time. I didn't actually create the actual bridging, but I have perfected it and tailored it to suit different people.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony, who the pictures you see most of, she come to me when I first qualified about 13 years ago in lashes. And she had cancer as a child, and the doctors told her to pull her eyelashes out because they were growing out and back in her eye. She was getting infections. So the doctors told her to pull her eyelashes out. And by doing this, it stopped the growth of the follicles. So she had gaps throughout her lash line on both of her eyes.
Right.
So through the 13 years, I have just adapted and created different techniques that suit her and also suits other people. So there are different techniques that are unique to me that you won't learn anywhere else. It's not just for cancer patients or people that have no eyelashes. It's for people that have got alopecia, traction, trichotillomania. Is that how you say it, Katie? I can never pronounce that properly. Or people that are, I call it lash rehab, where they've been to a bad tech and they've pulled the eyelashes out, or you've had an accident and you've pulled your own eyelashes out, which a couple of us have done many a times. And you can create a little bridge in between the lash line and stack the lashes upon that bridge. So it really helps a lot of different people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's such an amazing technique. So then everyone can literally have lashes.
The class is about doing it safely, though. It's not just about, because a lot of people go, oh, is that really damaging? And I was like, no, not if it's done correctly. I haven't damaged Tony's lashes. They've actually got better since I've been lashing her. It's about doing it safely and the correct weights, and it's not just plonking any old bridge on there and any old fan or single lash.
Yeah, definitely. And whereabouts in the UK are you teaching this so people can get in touch about that?
I teach it at Ulmet HQ, which is in Kent, but I do travel around the UK. People host me up and down the country. This year, I think I'm in Blackpool in June. I'm in Surrey in May. And that's all I can fit in until August.
Yeah, because you're so busy.
Yes, I'm afraid so. But I will be putting on more classes, and if people do want to host me in their salon or whatever, I will come to them, because I do believe it's such an important course to do. You're not going to use it every day, but if someone walks through your door and you think, oh my God, yes, I can help you. Yes. Instead of turning them away and saying, no, I can't, you can say, yes, you can.
Yeah, I literally love lashing those type of clients. Like, the gratefulness that they have once a set is completed is just worth literally everything.
I don't believe that you should ever turn anyone away anyway. There's always something that you can do for someone. Even if they've got, the tiny baby hairs maybe in that gap, if you lash them correctly, then those baby lashes will grow through with the lashes on anyway. So I don't think anyone should be turned away.
No.
It's just knowing how to do it correctly.
Yeah, otherwise we're going to be causing a lot of damage, worse than it already.
Exactly.
Definitely. So obviously I've seen online there's a lot of you're doing a straight to volume course, aren't you?
We are, yes.
I know. So there's been a lot of chat about that in the industry. So how have you found it? Are students kind of picking it up? Because obviously before, back in the day, we used to say obviously do the classic first, and then we used to say leave it about 6 months or till they're confident to then go to the volume. But obviously, as our industry has changed so much over the years, everyone is wanting to do volume straight away. So I think it's a real clever idea what you've thought of. Yeah, how has students been picking it up, and has there been mixed views that you've been battling with doing this course?
Well, I've been wanting to do this course for the last 3 years, but people laughed at me. A lot of people said it can't be done. You need to learn classic first, like you said, Katie. But I believe that it's a technique, and it can be learnt from scratch. It's no different to learning classic, but you're just learning a completely new technique. So the classes we're putting on is over 3.5 days. And the class is thought out very, very well and structured very well. And the students that we're producing from the straight to volume are actually picking it up quicker than people that are already done classic.
Really?
Yes, because they're not in any bad habits. They're not just going in like all clumsy. They are literally learning it and watching you from the beginning, and producing some amazing fans. I've been quite shocked actually, to how well it's actually gone.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I haven't taught anyone straight to volume, but I have, even just things like I do the online courses for people that have already trained in classic, but then they can do volume online. And sometimes the case studies I get back are even better from students that have done it in-house. So I do see that it is just a technique, isn't it? It is true.
Anyone can learn anything from fresh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, even if you needed to learn how to put a tyre on, you don't need to go and build an engine before you can put a tyre on. Do you know what I mean? So anything can be taught from scratch. It just needs to be taught correctly and in the right way, and the time spent with that person as well. That's why we do it over 3.5 days.
Yeah, that's good. It is over the 3.5 days. Have you had a lot of people interested in that course?
Yeah, well, basically it's taken over really from the normal courses, because we're doing straight to volume plus classic, so we're doing it combined, so they can either just learn the volume or they can learn the classic as well. And what we do is we go through the weights and the diameters on the first day, and they understand that, and then they go into the technique after.
Oh, amazing.
My fanning techniques are dead easy, so even my 8-year-old daughter can do them.
She's going to be the next top lash artist then, is she?
No, she thinks mummy's job's too hard. She wants to be a vet.
Oh, bless her. So that's great. That's really good that you started doing that, and look forward to seeing all your student case studies for them.
Yeah, they've been great. They have been great.
That's good. So obviously, Leanne, you travel all over the world teaching and judging. Like, what do you look for when you are judging lash artists and competitions? Do you have any tips?
I do enjoy judging. I love to see all the different kinds of work that's out there. What I look for, especially when I'm judging volume, is neatness.
Mm-hmm.
I am a sucker for a nice, neat fan. When I mean neatness, I mean like the space in between each lash.
Yeah.
So I do like them nice and neat, and also I look for placement as well on the natural lash, making sure the placement is correct to that lash. Yeah. So that's what I personally look for, and I also look for the overall look and the symmetry. I do love a bit of symmetry.
Yeah, definitely. I just love judging, like, and seeing everyone's amazing work. Like, it's so crazy how many talented people are out there, and how the industry has even grown. And if you thought of doing competitions 3 years ago to now, there's already such a massive difference. There's
the standard of work producing in the competitions are really high, and there's so many competitions out there now. So it's not like there's just one anymore. You can actually go to a competition all over the world if you wanted to. And even if you don't think your work is up to scratch, I would say go to a competition and enter yourself, because you won't learn unless you do that. And you get some amazing tips from the judges, and you get to meet some really influential people on the way as well. So you never know where that competition may lead you. Even if you don't win or place, you still meet somebody that could open a door for you.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Whereabouts are you judging this year? Have you got any lined up?
I am in Croatia at the end of March at Martina Kalos's competition. I'm really looking forward to that one. And I'm in Latvia in July for Arena Ronte's competition.
Oh, brilliant. And you're judging at Lash University, aren't you?
Oh, yes, judging Lash University in May. I'm there in May, and I'm in Colombia in November.
Wow, so you are literally all over the world.
Yeah, and Costa Rica in September. That's it. Yeah.
That's it. Like, there's not a lot there.
I think that's it. I think I might be squeezing another USA trip in between September and November, but I don't think I can fit anything more else in.
No, it seems like you're quite busy. That's so good. So, in business, what's been your biggest hurdle so far?
I think my biggest hurdle so far in business, I probably think one is my health. Mm-hmm. I really struggle with my health. I'm a chronic asthmatic, and my lungs don't work very well. So I get a lot of illnesses, which I've struggled with last year. And I think another hurdle, I would say, was about 2 years ago. I asked somebody to do all my branding, the social media, website, all that kind of stuff to get me going. Mm-hmm. And the person that was doing it for me literally took my money and ran off.
Oh, God.
So I was left with, I'd already paid that person, and then she ran off with my money. So then I had to pay double for all the people that had done all the work.
Oh, wow. So it took a big
hit.
So
it took a massive hit. And that put my business back by 2 years, because I had to recoup that money back.
Yeah.
And so I'll probably say the biggest hurdle would be trust. Trusting people in this industry is a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, and it is true, but it's such a shame that we even have to worry about that. But it is rife within our industry, unfortunately, and it's such a shame you went through that.
Yeah, well, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm a great believer in that. I've got a great brand out of it, so you know, it wasn't all bad. It's just heartbreaking when you're trying to build something without no financial support from anybody, just from like yourself, and people will do that to you. It was, you know, it was heartbreaking, but I have learned from it, and we move forward.
Yeah, definitely, and it's just amazing where you are now. So well done. That's great.
Thank you.
So you have how many children, Leanne? Is it 2?
I've got 2, George and Emily. George is 10 and Emily is 8.
Oh, and don't forget the dog. You've got the dog as well.
Oh yeah, and Gary the dog. He will be 7 this year.
Nice. So how do you juggle obviously your family life and work?
Juggle is the right word. I would say early on, I was very strict with my hours because the children were so young. They were babies.
Yeah.
I wasn't really doing any teaching back then. It was more so clients. So I would have my set days and my set hours, and I would stick to them. I was very, very strict on that. But coming into Ultimate and running the academy and the team, my children they're a little bit older now, but growing up with mummy doing all these clients and these jobs, they learn quickly on how to react with it all. So if I say mummy's got to work, then they know mummy's got to work.
Yeah.
They're very mature for their age. Emily can make dinners, believe it or not. You know, they're very, very good and understanding. And I think that's, mummy's still mummy, and I still take them to school, pick them up from school, do their dinner, take them to bed, help them with the homework. So I don't let that interfere. I make sure that I do that first, and then mummy works.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Obviously, sometimes it overlaps, but they understand that.
Yeah, definitely. So are you not lashing anymore, like as in client wise?
I've probably got about 2 or 3.
Yeah, just to
keep my hands in it. If I am bored and I want to create a set, or I've got an idea, then I've got plenty of people that will come in and let me do what they want to them. I still sit and fan. I love fanning. I probably do it at least once a day, especially when I'm up in my little room, because I test all my tweezers before they go out. Yeah. So I will sit and test my tweezers, and sometimes I forget I've got something else to do and I'm there still fanning. So I create new fanning techniques by just sitting there and fanning. So I love fanning. I find it very peaceful and relaxing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I find doing clients and stuff therapeutic. So yeah, it's similar thing. So do you kind of miss lashing clients? Obviously you do still do a couple now, but do you miss having that everyday lashing, or do you love what you're doing now?
If I'm completely honest, my hands and my wrist and my back and my neck wouldn't let me do it.
No.
Where I worked so hard for so long. That's why part of my training, I teach the students how to use their time correctly instead of working so many hours for so less, like we used to do back in the day, Katie. Do you remember those days?
Definitely.
Like £1 hour for £20. Do you know what I mean? It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Now it's all about working clever and wiser, and
exactly, like we've learnt that over the years, and that's why we are, you know, trying to put it across to the students, like, you know, don't charge by set, charge by your time.
Yeah.
And so on. But yeah, I do miss it, and then I don't miss it.
Yeah.
Like at Christmas, I had a few clients in, and I really enjoyed, and like the pictures of, oh bloody hell, yeah, I really miss it. But then after like a 2.5 hour set, I was like, yeah, maybe I couldn't do this all day, every day.
Yeah. I mean, I used to lash back to back, like 6 days a week, like back to back. I wouldn't even have a break because I wanted every single client. And then obviously now I've stopped doing that, and obviously my employees then take over now. But I go back when they're maybe completely fully booked, or there's a special event for a client, or say for example at Christmas time. And I was back to back at Christmas, and first of all I'm like, oh, this is great, I've missed it so much. And then by the end of the day I'm like, oh my god, I can't think of how much paperwork I have to do now, and all the things that I should have been doing instead of lashing. But it is
that is the problem, Katie, is that you're thinking, you're doing 2 hours work on a client, but there is so much more you can be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like doing it, but it's good to keep your hand in it. Like, I wouldn't be able to do my job if I didn't know how to lash, and I would look very stupid on a course if I didn't know how to fan or place a lash. So you have to keep your hand in it. But I enjoy what I do now.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So obviously there's a really big question I want to ask you, and really interesting. You're the name behind the Oscars.
Yes.
So can you tell our listeners what this is, because they might not know, and how they can apply, and just explain more about it?
Yes, so the OSCARS, it stands for On-Site Competency Assessment Report. So it's already up and running in the construction industry. And basically, I've been giving it completely worldwide, and I'm going to start here in England. It is basically like a checker trade, beauty Ofsted, or Michelin star. That's kind of how I would compare it to. So we've all been on our courses, we've all got our certificates to say that we've done our course, but we haven't got anything to prove how good that we are at our job. There's so many people on social media and Facebook that are using other people's work to make people book on to their courses and to their treatments because their work isn't up to scratch. So the OSCARS is going to be, you are going to be assessed at your job, and you're going to be passing the criteria. So it's something that you can't just buy and have a label to say you're good at your job. You're going to have to prove that you are good at your job. Mm-hmm. And then what happens is you get put on a national database, and you will get a certificate, you will get a logo to put on your website, and people will then be able to look at that certificate and your logo, and then go onto the national website, and they can prove that you are good at your job. You wouldn't go to a builder or an electrician without seeing their credentials or a corgi registered, would you?
No.
There's so many cowboys out there. You want to be able to know that they are what they say they are. So this is what the OSCARS is going to do for us in the lash industry.
It's amazing. I mean, anyone that loves high standards of work is going to be so excited about you bringing this out. It's much needed within our industry now.
It is. It's a real shame as well, because there isn't anything like it out there that actually, you can buy certain certificates or say that you're a master at this or you're a master at that, but there's nothing there to actually prove that you are. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So, this is going to be setting the standards, and also these people that may be not as good will then want to be able to get an OSCAR. So then they can come on an OSCAR unit to get their standards up. And then they will be able to get their OSCAR. It's going to stop people going to bad technicians, because people are going to want to go to the technicians that have got the OSCAR, not the one that hasn't.
Yeah, definitely. So when is this all starting?
Well, I'm just literally putting all together the criterias. It's taken me longer than what I thought because I want it perfect. I've covered every single base. So I don't want people alienated who wants an Oscar. So I used to work from my bedroom. I used to produce amazing work. I was clean, I was tidy. So I think I would have passed the Oscar. It doesn't matter whether you work in your bedroom, a cabin, your front room, or if you've got an amazing salon. I don't want to alienate someone.
Yeah.
So as long as you pass the criteria and your work is up to scratch, then it doesn't matter where you work.
That's brilliant. I'm so excited for this to launch. It's so good.
Yeah, so I am going to be launching it very soon. I'm going to start with just the basic lash text for now. So there's going to be lash lift. There's going to be classic or volume. There's going to be classic and volume combined. Then there's going to be an ultimate eye surface, which is classic, volume and lash lift. We are also going to be giving Oscars to trainers, beauty schools and salons.
Wow. So
and eventually we are going to be giving Oscars to products as well and services.
Oh wow, really?
Yes.
Very
You name it, I can Oscar it.
Brilliant. That's what we need. That's really good.
Yeah.
See, you're doing so much all the time, and it's always like, oh, I wonder what Leanne's doing next, because we always know you're doing the next big best thing. What have you got planned for the future? Like what do we need to look out for?
Well, there's so many things going on with courses wise. Like we've just launched like the henna and the dermaplaning, which I'm really excited about.
I really get the girls on dermaplaning.
Oh, definitely. I'll come up to the salons if you want me to. That's not a problem. I absolutely love it. My skin has been amazing since having the dermaplaning done, and the training you get passed on the day, so you can start earning from it straight away. So it's one of those courses that is a massive add-on to your service. If you are bored of doing lashes, this is a really lovely alternative.
Yeah, definitely.
Really lovely alternative. New things, we are going to be bringing out ultimate hair.
Oh, wow.
Hair extension courses, hair up courses, blow dry courses. We're going to be doing those kind of workshops, and also ultimate face. So we'll be doing makeup lessons and courses as well.
So literally anything training wise, go to ultimate.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I'm trying slowly but surely building the empire that is ultimate. So and what is nice about it is, like ultimate's got the diamond, and the diamond changes colour for each course. So you can look out for the different colours to know what courses are what.
Oh, okay, that's such a nice idea.
Yeah, so I think ultimate dermaplaning is the peach colour, because obviously peach for the peach fuzz for the face.
Yeah, oh, that's fun. So what advice would you give anyone looking to get into teaching?
That's a good question, Katie. Everybody at the minute wants to become a teacher, wants to become a trainer. I think it's the next step for people that have been in the industry for quite a while. Yeah. Even if you've only been in the industry for like a couple of years, people are still thinking about doing it. What I would suggest is, don't go into it half-heartedly. It's not as easy as you think it is. If you think you're going to be making loads and loads of money because all these courses cost such a lot of money, think again. Mm-hmm. If you're doing it for that factor only, then teaching isn't for you. all of my girls and me personally, I teach because I love giving people information and giving people that knowledge. If it was about money for me, I'd be a millionaire by now, but it's not. It's purely about the passion for the job. I would say to make sure that you look for a good course and a good mentor. A good mentor is key, because there's certain parts of the teaching that you don't understand. The different people. Some people learn visually. Some people learn written, everything written down. So you have to take on board all the different types of people, and coursework, case studies. It's literally a 24-hour job.
Yeah, it is, definitely, and that's such good advice, because it's obviously great to hear that from you directly as well, as you're so big in the industry and everyone is wanting to jump on board at the moment doing the training, which is great, but there is a lot more behind it than just getting your course together and teaching.
Can I just add one last thing on the teaching front? I had a few people ask me for if they can come on board with Ultimate. And the first thing they asked was how much will they earn. Mm-hmm. And that's a massive put off. So everybody needs to earn money, but if that's the only thing that you're thinking about when you're asking to come on board with a big company or a training provider, then just remember that's not what we're thinking about. We're looking at you, at what you can offer as a trainer or a potential trainer. It's not about how much money you are thinking you are going to earn.
No, definitely, 100% agree with that. Definitely. Well, Leanne, thank you so much for coming on. I know you're a little under the weather at the moment as well, and you're super busy, so I really appreciate you taking the time out to come on.
No, really appreciate it. I absolutely love the idea that you're doing for people to listen. I hope that little idea that I put across to you last week, do you remember the idea?
Yeah, of course I do. Everyone, stay tuned in. You never know what might happen.
Exactly. I think that would be hilarious. But I've enjoyed it, Katie, and it's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much.